Have you ever thought to yourself, I can do more? As you tried so damn hard to just carry these trash teammates on your team. I bet you have. But let me tell you why that mentality is so bad for you. Even if that is true, let's assume that you couldn't possibly have done more, hit more shots, positioned better, made better decisions. Let's just assume that you played absolutely perfect, and yet you lost because your teammates really just held you down too much. Where does that get you? Does that help you in your next match? Does that help you in your ranked journey? It doesn't do anything productive for you. So why? Why would you do that? It's something that is born out of frustration, but it isn't useful for anything. What would be useful would be to stop and realize that yes, you could have done something better. Because there's absolutely no way that you play the match perfectly. You're not a robot. You're a human. And humans make mistakes. So, not only is it gonna be bad for you on your next match, because you're gonna enter that match tilted, it's also gonna be bad for your growth. Because you're gonna think that you're doing so much, when in reality, there's just a lot more things that you could have been doing, not only on that last match, but also things that are gonna repeat, mistakes for example, things that you could improve, your accuracy, your decision making, things like that you could do to actually get better at the game, and then make those unwinnable situations where you couldn't have done more actually winnable by simply playing better. Not only that, this is thinking on an individual level, but think about the team. Did you trash talk your team by any chance? Were you toxic, or did you just do that comment after the game? Not only that, even if you didn't end up being toxic, even if you actually were tryharding in communication, right? Just giving your team pointers and help and useful callouts and stuff like that, just trying your damn hardest to win that. Even then, what about your mental state? Because the moment that you're thinking about, I can do more, you're not thinking about what you can in fact do more. You're tilting, and tilting is bad for your own performance. So that mentality is actually gonna be negative for your own performance. See, no matter how you look at it, it's just a dumb approach to just view things like that. Drop the ego. Don't think that you have done as much as you could have. Take that moment to be like, yes, I actually did pretty well. Great. Nice job, me. Appreciate your effort. But don't stop there. Realize that you could have done more, and then see what those things are. How can you improve on those things? Did you just not read the situation properly? Or do you have to practice your mechanics to hit more shots? What was your mistake? Or your mistakes? And then select the best things to work on at the moment. Okay, maybe my mechanics were really good, but I could have done a little bit more on my mechanics. But that wasn't the thing that lost me the game. The thing that lost me the game was a bad ultimate. And not just one, actually. If I look back through all of my ultimates, half of them were bad. So then you look at your decision making for ultimates. See why they were bad, how you should have done those ultimates differently. And then, next match, maybe you don't miss as many ultimates. And then you start to get your consistency up for those ultimates, get better at them. And then, after you improve that, you can move on to the other things that were lower priority, that now are gonna gain bigger priority as you start to work on your bigger mistakes, and they start to become smaller mistakes or even non-issues whatsoever for the time being, right? If your goal is to become the very best, you cannot be saying stuff like that. And even if your goal isn't to be the very best, even if your goal is just to rank up or to improve, you need to have the right mentality to do that. For example, I am a Genji main. Genji is a trash character right now, and has been historically in Overwatch. But not just that, I'm not just a normal Genji main. I have the handicap of playing in very high latency, because I can't compete at a high level in my native servers. There are no players for that. So I am forced to play one of the worst characters in the game with very high latency, which makes my life significantly harder. It's a very big handicap. Even then, I have still hit top 100, I have still played a bunch of matches with Overwatch League players, and I have felt comfortable at times, not always. I still have a lot of room to improve, but I have gotten good enough to be able to be in matches with Overwatch League players and pull my weight and not be a handicap for my team. If I stopped short being like, oh damn, this is just too much for me to handle, and then I was like, I can't do more, I wouldn't be nearly as good as I am. I just pushed through all of those issues and I was like, those are big obstacles. But if I overcome these obstacles, I'm gonna become better than everyone else. These obstacles are the things in my path that are gonna rise me to the top. And that's what I did. So I went from being a high masters player that was able to enjoy low latency to then playing on high latency. That was bad, got used to high latency, then I was able to get some more plays, was able to get GM, had my first problems in GM, and then climbed a bit, had my first Overwatch League lobbies and stuff like that, and got roads, and I mean, that's not true. I did get discouraged at times. That's only natural. But I didn't let that stop me. What I did was, I fell down and I got up. I fell down and I got up again. And I just kept doing that because I want to get better. So I just pushed through these obstacles and actually saw what I could have done better. And then I improved myself. And that's how I got to where I'm at right now, being a top 100 player, consistently top 500, one of the worst characters in the game, on high latency. If I wasn't forced to play Genji on high latency, I wouldn't have been nearly as good as I am now. Far from that. It's only because I actually saw those obstacles and I actually had the will to actually overcome them, right? It's only because I had the will to overcome these obstacles that I actually became the player that I am now, and I'm happy to be able to teach others and help them improve at the game so that they don't have to necessarily go through all of these obstacles themselves, because it's a really tough path. So if I can, I want to be able to help others improve without having to face such gigantic hurdles. But I hope this brings you a little bit of light into why this mentality is so bad, and also I hope that a little bit of my story helps you improve at the game by seeing what I have overcome and inspiring you in being able to overcome your challenges and becoming the version of yourself that you want to see.